How to start a vegetable garden. Step-by-step instructions for planning, planting, and maintaining a productive veggie patch. Growing vegetables is a hugely rewarding experience, and those homegrown crops taste so much better than any you get from stores. Growing offers a plethora of rewards on top of those tasty vegetables alone, as gardening can offer both physical and mental health benefits that come from having your hands in the soil. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel for future interesting videos. 10 steps to starting a vegetable garden. 1. Pick a spot. You want to choose a spot in your backyard in which your vegetables will thrive. That means finding a site for your vegetable garden that gets lots of sun, ideally around 6 to 8 hours a day. There are vegetables to grow in shade that will be happy, though none will revel growing in the full shady spots, so avoid anywhere with overhanging trees or in the shade of buildings. Any site for a vegetable garden wants to be level and sheltered from strong winds that could potentially damage plants. The soil wants to drain well and definitely not be waterlogged in winter. An issue I unfortunately encountered when during the first winter at my allotment, I found that all the water on the site ran down to my corner and my vegetable beds turned into swimming pools for extended periods. 2. Start small. If you are planning how to start a vegetable garden in your backyard, then the potential size is likely dictated by what yard space you have. Some people may have grand plans when planning a kitchen garden, though if you are new to vegetable gardening, then it may be best to start with a small space. Starting with focusing on small vegetable garden ideas allows you to learn and get that satisfaction without the risk of getting frustrated by a large vegetable garden that gets weedy and out of control quickly. By starting small, it means you can get a feel for how long things take to grow and nurture and the time involved in weeding, watering, fertilizing, and harvesting. 3. Test your soil. Your soil is going to be the most important element when you start a vegetable garden. It will make or break the success of your plot. It is recommended to test your soil to see its type, pH, and nutrient makeup before planting anything so you know what you are working with. And it gives a chance to make any amendments if required. A pH test will tell you how acidic or alkaline your soil is. Ideally, it would be neutral, as that is best for most plants. An example of a home soil testing kit is the Luster Leaf Products Professional Soil Kit available at Amazon. For a vegetable garden, the soil type ideally wants to be loose and well-draining. Clay soils can be very heavy and sandier soils too light. The structure, fertility, and soil health of any garden can be boosted by adding compost, well-rotted manure, or organic matter into the site and continuing to do so year on year. 4. Managing your vegetable garden. Once you have identified the perfect spot for your plot, the next step for starting a vegetable garden is to actually consider how you want to manage that patch. Traditionally, growers would dig their plots every winter, either by single or double digging, and work in lots of well-rotted manure or organic matter as they went. However, nowadays, there is more of a common thinking that no-dig or no-till gardening is the way to go. It is thought that too much digging and working of the soil actually harms the structure and the beneficial microbial life within the soil. No-dig gardening involves laying a base level of cardboard and then mounting the compost or organic matter on top. Adding to this each winter, the materials smother weeds and rely on worms to incorporate that compost down into the soil over time. It is now a very popular method of growing and has many benefits. I myself started running my allotment using no-dig principles and have worked in kitchen gardens that were no-dig. I found them highly successful ways of growing, and I would class myself as an advocate for that growing method. Alternatively, you can create full vegetable gardens using raised beds, and that allows you to have more control over the soil that you are growing in. Raised beds can also be beneficial for anyone with mobility issues, as you can adjust how tall a raised bed should be to suit your needs. 5. Clear and weed. Before you get to sow any seeds or put any plants in the ground, there comes the task of clearing the area and getting it ready for your vegetable garden. The amount of work involved will depend on where you are planting the plot and what stood on that area previously. Any rubbish, debris, bricks, or large stones need to be removed, and the soil needs to be cleared of any weeds, especially perennial weeds that must be removed fully with the roots to stop them coming back. If you want tips for how to get rid of weeds, you can remove them by hand, smother them to suppress the weeds, burn them, or use chemicals as a last resort. If you are planning to convert an area of lawn, the turf also needs to be lifted. That is, unless you are planning to go no-dig or do a lasagna garden, as those beds can be created directly on top of existing lawns or weeds. 6. Choose your crops. Surely one of the most exciting parts of thinking about how to start a vegetable garden is planning what you are going to grow. There is such a huge and varied range of vegetables that you can grow, and perusing websites and seed catalogs could be potentially daunting to a novice. However, the best way to go is to grow what you and your family like to eat. There is always room for some experimentation, but a good way to start is to think about what you eat regularly and focus on growing that. If you eat a lot of carrots, opt for looking at how to grow carrots. Even for that one root crop, there will be so many different varieties that you can try that you will not see in grocery stores. Another good tactic would be to start off trying some of the easiest vegetables to grow, things like lettuce, radish, peas, beans, carrots, kale, or beets. A good piece of advice would be to not rush and go with the seasons. 7. Pick your growing method. After flicking through the seed catalogs or browsing retailers' websites and deciding what vegetables you want to grow in your garden, comes the next decision: how to grow them. There are often several choices available. You can either grow them from seed, buy small plug plants to pot up and grow on, or get plants that can go straight out into the vegetable garden. Each one comes with their own advantages and disadvantages. For example, seeds are the cheapest way to grow vegetables, but you often need somewhere warm to germinate them. If you want earlier crops and space to propagate and grow them on, seeds can be direct sown into the ground when the soil warms up, and root crops such as carrots and parsnips always need to be direct sown. However, it can be a more inconsistent method than sowing seeds indoors and growing them on to plant out. 8. Crop rotation and companion planting. When planning your vegetable garden and deciding what crops will grow where, it pays to take crop rotation and companion planting into serious consideration. Crop rotation means moving where you grow vegetables around the garden year on year. This offers several benefits, including preventing the buildup of diseases in the soil, and it can improve the fertility in the soil, helping you get bigger yields from your crop. Companion planting is an organic method of protecting crops from pests and diseases by the simple process of planting beneficial crops near each other. Some crops, for example alliums like onions and garlic, prevent pests from attacking others by the smell that they emit. 9. Get inspired. Here comes another fun part of how to start a vegetable garden. That is the process of designing and planning the vegetable garden. Here is the chance to get inspired and be creative to create the vegetable of your dreams. Look at a lot of books and magazines, and also use social media such as Instagram and YouTube to see other people's vegetable gardens and get inspiration. There are so many popular vegetable gardening influencers that can be seen publishing daily pictures and reels of their plots, with gardens ranging from large kitchen gardens to homesteads, allotments, and tiny urban vegetable gardens in small backyards. 10. Buildings and structures. This might just be the luxury for those who have larger backyards or bigger budgets, but at the start of planning a vegetable garden is the best time to plan for any large structures or buildings you want. Structures such as greenhouses, polytunnels, or cold frames can help increase the vegetables you can grow, opening up the door for more heat-loving plants that maybe would not thrive outside in your climate. The list of vegetables to grow in a greenhouse is long, and most crops will be able to take advantage of that protection even through the colder winter months. Such buildings also allow you to extend the season, start sowing seeds earlier, and give you indoor areas to potter if you still want that gardening fix when the rain comes. Greenhouses and cold frames are also a great way of protecting plants from frost, and backyard greenhouses are now more popular than ever. If you enjoyed from this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel for more content. Thanks for watching.